Western Conference NBA playoffs. Round 1 continues. The Lakers have a battle ahead. Can they even the series at 2 games apiece? They know they can win, and now must rise to the occasion with millions of fans looking on as they square off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Round 1 of the NBA playoffs continues.
Glad you can join us. It's Game 4 of the Western Conference quarterfinal, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight, some names out of action.
And in the postseason, health always such a big factor. Neither team at full strength. No excuses. You gotta find a way.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Outside, the wings are Reeves and James. He's out there with Jared Vanderbilt. And it's Doncic in at the 1. And for the Timberwolves, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Randall out there with Reed. And it's McDaniels at the small forward. You look at the Timberwolves. Greg, they have home court now. What do they need to do to take advantage of this opportunity?
And Kevin, these are the games where I feel like you need to make big shots because the teams are close. 1 or 2 plays either way could decide this thing. That's why you have to value every possession early.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, there's a certain edge that Julius Randle plays with that allows him to draw contact.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of this. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripes. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Los Angeles. It's a 3-point game.
LeBron James, one of the great showmen to ever lace them up. How about that finish, folks?
Conley feeling it out. Outside Edwards. Launches it. Vanderbilt with the rebound. LeBron against Randall. On the wing, Reeves. Vanderbilt the pass to Reeves. Shot clock at 6. Hayes with the screen for Doncic. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Now here is Conley. Randall outside. To the wing on the left. From downtown, the Timberwolves again can't hit. And Doncic, here we go. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Yeah, an offensive player like Luka expects the contact. He's anticipating it, so it doesn't bother him. That's a big-time finish.
Back to Conley. Randall outside. Doncic against Conley. Vanderbilt with the steal. Jumps up, and Doncic throws it down.
What a basketball mind when you think about Luka Doncic. This guy in the break is exploiting defenses.
Conley against Doncic. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Here's McDaniels. The Lakers with the rebound. To the middle. Here's Vanderbilt. And it's good. 2 points.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Conley against Doncic. Pass to Reed. Edwards with it. Randall down low. He's defended by Reed. Randall no good.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
And it's James missing. Timberwolves trail by 3. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks. I caught up with Chris Finch. Of course, they know they have their work cut out for them with LeBron on the court. He told me James hasn't really lost a step. He's a constant problem out there, so I'm ready to try anything, including just throwing extra bodies at him. Of course, that probably means some double teams in LeBron's immediate future. Guys?
Thank you, David. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Pass to Conley. Yep, it counts.
Well, this guy could have powered on the interior, but goes to the floater game. This is one of his specialties.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And some changes here for the Lakers. Hachimura, he's checked in for Jackson Hayes. Connect comes in for Vanderbilt. And it's Gabe Vincent in for Doncic. James. And James throws it down.
I tell you, that's a nice job by LeBron to keep that ball safe and secure on his way to the cup.
The Timberwolves trail. 54 seconds left to play in the first. Gobert, the screen. And the call will be against Gabe Vincent. That's his first foul. There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. For the three. Hits it from three-point range.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Hachimura with his screen on Miller. Pass to Vincent. Reeves in the corner. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Anthony Edwards.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game right now. Minnesota making a switch. Timeout's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Oh!
How about Anthony Edwards, the bounce? Go ahead, Ed.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam King. Here's LeBron. Got it. Good job in the low post. James has got 6.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Here's Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Reeves, that's a 2. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
Coaches talk about ending quarters. Well, you cannot do it better than that.
Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark, as we wrap up the first. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And we welcome you back to Game 4 on 2K Sports. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there and overwhelming to the opposition right now.
They've got Dante DiVincenzo, Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Edwards in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Alexander-Walker, and he goes in for the dunk.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Pass to connect. Time on the clock. Reeves goes up and lays it nice and easy. Reeves has got 4 points in the quarter.
just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Gobert dishes to Edwards. Ingles with a screen on Reeves. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Buries it from three-point range.
This guy is constantly refining his game, and Anthony Edwards is dangerous from three.
Reeves the pass to Finney-Smith. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul. Miller's checked in for Joe Ingles. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Vanderbilt's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Vincent the pass to Hachimura. And stolen by DiVincenzo. Edwards with it. Defended by Reeves. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Miller outside. Pass to Alexander Walker. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Vanderbilt. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
Boy, that's the kind of look this offense is designed to create. That's just a tough miss.
And two shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
How about the ball movement so far? I mean, the unselfishness, everyone here just playing for one another, and that can be infectious.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Ando comes in for Miller. And it's McDaniels in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to talk to his guys. Michael Conley, he's checked in for Minnesota. The Lakers also with a sub. Connects checked in. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. Over connect. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Edwards got the lead up to 3 now for the Timberwolves. Doncic looking it over. Lets it go with the 3. Doncic sticking it from way outside.
We know this is one aspect that Luka consistently goes to. It's either in the paint or from deep. You've got to guard the long ball.
Takes it from 10. Conley's shot is off.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
James finds Hachimura. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. And the Lakers lead by 2.
Well, this is the area that he's most comfortable. Rui Hachimura, such a solid performer in the painted area.
Here's Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
The 3 for Doncic. Julius Randle with the rebound. And Randle has got the ball here for Minnesota. They're feeling confident after Tuesday's big win.
I thought they had a solid game plan coming into that one, and then they made good adjustments along the way.
I thought their game plan was really spot on, and we saw that in their scoring more than anything else.
And connects, slams it in.
Rising up, Dalton connect.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Here's Conley. Over to the left wing. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field. The Lakers have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Doncic kicks to LeBron. Vanderbilt the pass to LeBron. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Hachimura with his screen on Conley. Doncic. Minnesota with the rebound. McDaniels with the ball. He gets it in there.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Stolen by Reed, and that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Timberwolves lead by 2, and will return shortly.
Greetings, one and all. The postseason drama we love, and no disappointment here as it's a close game so far for the Los Angeles Lakers.
How have they kept it this close? Their D has been invisible. Come on, fellas, get after it.
Yeah, just a few more stops and this score would be totally different. Seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. They know a win would give them a big advantage in the series and take them one step closer to a postseason upset.
It's hard not to love an underdog, and I'm not talking about our underdog. I'm talking about this underdog. EJ, check this out. No easy wins here in the postseason. They need to stay on their A game.
And that is it for half.
And we're happy to have you back for more playoff basketball here in round 1. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
With so much on the line tonight, you have to be impressed with the way he came out and set the tone with his aggression.
You get the sense when there's big-time performances to be had, this guy wants to take part. You expect that this is a trend that will continue here.
The Lakers trail. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Up in the front court, the forwards are James and Vanderbilt. Austin Reeves out there with Doncic, and it's Hayes in at the 5. Vanderbilt finds Reeves, drills the three-pointer. Reeves has got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Lakers. The Timberwolves shooting an impressive 65%, having their way with this defense. Here's Conley. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Austin Reeves picks one up.
Mike has specialized over the years in being able to get defenders committed. Nicely done.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them. And Los Angeles guys shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%. And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. LeBron outside. Shoots over McDaniel. No good off the front iron. Minnesota in the lead. Randall passes to Conley. Back to Randall. A floater. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
Well, the physicality that Julius Randle possesses, this guy is always proven capable despite defenders nearby.
Back to Reeves. On the wing, Doncic. Nailed from three-point land. Doncic has got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Edwards looking it over. Pass to Randall. Takes it off the glass. He's got 5.
Well, that's Randall working in his comfort zone. You can see how confident he is on his ability to score inside.
LeBron passes to Reeves. The 3 for Doncic. Minnesota with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Conley. Lets the 3 fly. Vanderbilt with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Doncic passes to Vanderbilt. And here's Hayes. Guarded by Reed. Clock at 4. From deep, Reeves. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Doncic against Conley from 12 feet out. Timberwolves keep it alive. Randall outside. Great look, but off the mark.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Reeves finds Vanderbilt. LeBron James on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 for Doncic. And rebounded by McDaniels.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Randall no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Vanderbilt misses.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
It was right there for him. He'd love to have that one back. That was embarrassing.
As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Some changes for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. And the Lakers also making a switch. Hachimura is checked in for Vanderbilt. DiVincenzo gets to Conley. To the right side. Randall down low. He's against Hachimura. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And the Timberwolves making a change here. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Hachimura setting the pick for Doncic. Here's Hayes. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Randall. And he goes big with the dunk right over Rui Hachimura.
Wow, Julius Randle with a little flavor on the finish.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam King. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And here is DiVincenzo. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Wow, excellent explosion off his feet by Julius Randle.
Lakers trail by 6. Reeves outside. And they get it, driving inside.
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. Here's Randall. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. But NBA playoff round 1. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action on the court. Timberwolves leading by 4. We've got Anthony Edwards. Miller is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Gobert in at the center. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Well, we know this about Anthony Edwards. This guy, one of the stronger guards in this game. That's a tough finish.
James absorbing hits on the drive.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
And here's Edwards from the arc. 7 for 9 now with that miss. Now shooting 78% from the floor. Kicks it out to James. Shoots over Alexander Walker. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from LeBron. Outside Edwards. Over connect. Edwards loves it in there.
Anthony Edwards just reading what the defense giving up. Gets to his mid-range game right there.
LeBron outside. Back to Vanderbilt. And stolen by Miller. Alexander Walker with the ball. He's picked up by James. Alexander Walker passes to DiVincenzo. Good on the three-point shot. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
I like their defense today, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Mike Conley's checked in for Minnesota. Jackson Hayes, he's checked in for the Lakers. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, J.J. Redick's message with his team was simple. You wouldn't know they were down from what he was talking about. He was positive with the team. He was calm. He said he wanted to keep them focused. It's a pretty good approach, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Hachimura. Off target from three-point range. Minnesota leading by 7. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Alexander Walker. Rebounded by the Lakers. Hayes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. James finds Hachimura. Here's Connect. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Here we go, one-on-one. Got a hand on it. LeBron passes to Hachimura. Here's Connect. Takes a 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
What a fearless play by the rookie. Connect had no problem taking on the challenge of making that big shot.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Some changes for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. Julius Randle comes in for Alexander Walker. And it's McDaniels in for Dante DiVincenzo. Austin Reeves is checked in for the Lakers. Doncic comes in for Gabe Vincent. Doncic kicks to Hayes. Pass to Doncic. And here is Hachimura. Clock at 6. From deep, Reeves. And rebounded by McDaniels.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection.
Conley's shot is off. Lakers trail by 4. Doncic outside. Hayes with the screen for Doncic. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
Edwards against Reeves. And Edwards with the stuff.
We know this about Anthony Edwards. He is fearless in these moments. That's a big-time clutch delivery.
Doncic passes to Hachimura. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Julius Randle under tremendous pressure with the big bucket.
Here's Doncic. Stolen by Michael Conley. The rebound by the Lakers. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
And he commits the intentional foul. And here are the Timberwolves, leading by 5. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Well, we know this. Free throw shooting is such a mental aspect of the game. This guy keeps his composure and comes through.
It's in!
Now, the very definition of unselfish. LeBron could score every time, but you see his affinity for getting his teammates involved.
And an intentional foul right there.
Third team foul.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. Vanderbilt's checked in for the Lakers. And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
You've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
And you know what? He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not an easy one there among the big boys.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good. They both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And the Lakers call time here. 17 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
A lot to talk over and improve on for next time.
Well, maybe it could wait until after the game because this one is over.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
At his size, LeBron is a handful inside, and sometimes you can't help but foul him to try and prevent that easy bucket.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 7. And so he makes both from the line. And now we've got the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Reeves into the lane. It drops. Minnesota with the ball. And the foul called on Austin Reeves. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. It's the first. That increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 7-point game. And the Lakers call time here. They're trailing by 7. Guys, your thoughts?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I think he might just want to remind these guys, hey, let's finish the game the right way.
And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, what a performer this guy is. Game is on the line. He stands up and delivers.
And so the Timberwolves take the win, and now they're sitting on a commanding 3-1 lead. They've grabbed this series by the throat, Greg.
And Kevin, I don't think they're going to let it go. You can see the determination they had tonight. They don't want to drag this series out. They want to get this thing over with.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Julius. Now, look, you're banging in the paint, but what do you see from your backcourt?
They do a great job of, they obviously can score the ball, but getting us in the things and running the offense very well and leading the team that way.
Well, they led you to a win tonight, Julius. Thank you for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us for the first round of the Western Conference Playoffs. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now, our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.